What is Grambling? Grambling is growing. It's a community. Grambling is an education, an experience. Grambling is legacy, tradition, and the future. What is Grambling? Grambling is all of this and more. Grambling is the place where everybody is somebody.
The world-famed Tiger Marching Band presents Click It or Ticket. Drive sober or get pulled over. Grambling State University is the home of innovation, where influencers invest, where academics change the world, where we've been raising the bar for HBCUs on the field, in history, and in our community for more than a century. Join the next generation of world changers and innovation makers at the place where everybody is truly somebody.
Good morning and welcome. Thank you all for joining us here. I'm Charles, the operations manager here at KGRM on the campus of Grambling State University, and I'm here with none other than President Rick Gallot. As we all know, it's his show. He's calling the shots. We're a little bit I think we're like 45 days into the new year here on campus, and we have a lot of new faces here on campus as well. On the last episode, Prez, we had the pleasure and opportunity to sit down with Grambling State University football head coach Hugh Jackson. On today's episode, however, we are thrilled to have with us Melanie E. Jones, the Vice President for Advancement Research Economic Development here on the campus of Grambling State University. How are we doing today, everyone?
Doing great, Charles. Happy Valentine's to everyone. You see, Melanie and I got the memo to dress for Valentine's Day. I don't know what happened to you this morning.
I don't know. I missed that memo. I'm redless here today. How are you doing?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm doing well. I hope you are.
Good. I'm doing excellent. I do want to start things off here on a safety note. Around, I think it was February 4th, we did have nearly 20 schools and universities that were under bomb threats and bomb scares over 5 states and the District of Columbia, including our rival school, our sister school, Southern University. Prez, I just want to touch on those HBCU bomb threats and their precautions that were taken on campus, even though we weren't a part of it. of the threat, so to speak, I do want to know what precautions are taken on campus for events such as that.
Sure. So, again, it's very unfortunate that, and I believe juveniles have been identified as the ones who, initiated these bomb threats at more than a dozen HBCUs around the country. It's very disruptive, and obviously there's a lot of, anxiety that comes with something like this. But, we certainly took this opportunity to make sure that our safety protocols were in place. We, activated as if it was in fact a threat to us, and so we sent out notification to our students and really to our entire campus community. We also took the opportunity to partner with our state and federal partners, with Louisiana State Police as well as with Department of Homeland Security, and had a sweep to come in just to ensure that we had no devices here. But again, it was a good test. So we typically think about like fire drills, and you kind of go through the motions of evacuating the building just because you're told to do it, and everything. But it's good to be able to take these opportunities to make sure that our protocols are in place, and certainly they were, and we're very very fortunate that none of our HBCUs were targeted. But it also reminds us that it's important to stay vigilant. If you see something, say something. If something is out of the ordinary, we can't ever fully just let our guards down. I think we all have a responsibility to keep our campus community safe.
Excellent, excellent. If you were just tuning in, we are here with President Richard Rick Gallot and VP for Advancement here on the campus of Grambling State University, VP Jones. I do want to make note of your experience with universities. How do you, VP Jones, how do you feel that your experience with past universities have kind of prepared you for the task at hand here at Grambling State University?
Well, thank you so much. My experience spans the whole higher education landscape, including some time in the K-12 environment. So when I think about all of those opportunities and experiences gained, I've learned quite a bit that I think will help best position Grambling State University for our future forward. I've served as a high school chemistry teacher, believe it or not, so I have some academic classroom experience, so I know what it's like to be in the classroom. But then most of it has been, after that, was primarily in higher education administration, and so spent nearly 20 years in advancement. So doing the full gamut of advancement, from annual fund, database management, to frontline fundraising for both major gifts and planned giving, you name it. So I've done it all as it relates to advancement. I've had significant experience in the economic development space through some of my civic and community engagement work, nonprofit management. So all of those things I think are very core responsibilities of my duties here at Grambling State. And right. So I think those experiences have positioned me very to hopefully do an exceptional job here.
All right.
She's being kind of modest, Charles. I said she's being kind of modest. She actually has degrees in math and chemistry from Spelman. Okay, so she brings a certain high level of intellect that many of us aspire to have, but just God didn't gift us with that. And of course, in her experience, both in the HBCU space as well as in other schools as well, has really brought to us someone who's very well rounded and understands the fine points of advancement and development and philanthropy. And so we're just incredibly fortunate to have someone of her credentials and of her intellect to lead our advancement area.
Prez, you are too kind. Thank you.
But it's well deserved. It's all true, right? When you put in the work, your praises are well deserved, and we are extremely fortunate to have someone of your caliber here at Grambling State University serving as VP. So yeah, we commend you. No problem. I do want to touch on the fact that last week we did have on campus Roland Martin. He came and he imparted wisdom on students about the value of the Black dollar, since we're kind of brought up mathematics with your background there. He stated that the influence and power of African American spending habits are documented, and the ability to support Black businesses can be impacted by what is said and what is done. President Gallo, can we touch a little bit on the importance of bringing speakers like Roland Martin to campus and what their influence can be on our student body when they're pressing an issue such as Black wealth for African American History Month or Black History Month?
Sure. And of course, we have a very long history and tradition of bringing national figures and at times international figures to speak to our student body. So certainly Roland Martin is one of many who've come here. And of course, his message is very timely. And I think quite often our students get it. They bring a certain entrepreneurial spirit here, but sometimes it helps hearing it from someone with a national platform like Roland Martin to really drive the point home that these are things that we as a community have to do in order to ensure that we're able to not just get an education, but to really impact our community, our country, and to not be, as you say, thermometers, just being able to read the temperature, but to be thermostats, to really, as our students go on to be graduates, to be able to impact their communities in such a way that it changes the temperature, that it increases the awareness and the impact of not only them as an individual, but entire community. So it's always great to have Roland here, and it's not his first time. Of course, he always reminisces about his time as commencement speaker and somehow convincing the band to play Nick at commencement. So I told him if we ever invite him back again, he won't have that opportunity, not on my watch. But again, it was good having him. And coincidentally, he was on his way to Liberia. I think he's there. They're celebrating their bicentennial. And there's a bit of Grambling band history, having traveled and performed at an inauguration there many years ago. So there was a connection there.
Awesome. I love to hear it, especially when we're talking about supporting Black wealth in the community, because we did recently on campus have a open forum where student entrepreneurs could come on campus and kind of show us their products. I even remember something like that going on for homecoming as well. So I think it's definitely a good look that we are supporting the entrepreneurial spirit here on campus. So that's great for our student body. But speaking of our student body, Ebony Magazine is kicking off its Black History Month with a spotlight on two of Grambling State University's own. They're a part of our science, technology, engineering, and mathematics students, Destiny Johnson and Taylor Johnson. They'll be featured on a special STEM Queens commemorative print issue of Ebony Magazine. What do positive stories like this do for not only morale on campus, but retention and recruitment efforts when we talk about having our students in such a positive light like this?
Oh, I thought that one was going to Melanie. And let me just say how proud we are of the Johnson cousins. They're actually cousins, and just the opportunity to have Grambling State University represented again on a national stage and a national platform with Ebony Magazine. With both of them being in STEM and having degrees or pursuing degrees in nursing and in computer science, I think it shows that we've got some really smart students here who have been recognized for their academic achievements, and again, to have them profiled along with other women in STEM in Ebony is just another example of the excellence in the students that we have here at Grambling. But yeah, I would like to hear Melanie's take on it as well.
Well, absolutely. I think whenever you have an opportunity to profile our students, I think that just further seals the deal and elevates the Grambling University brand. I think when we talk about, obviously, athletics being our front door to the institution, and people are well familiar with our athletic programs, but we talk about the academic enrichment and things that are happening here, that's what we're here for. And so, of course, I'm a bit biased as a STEM person myself. So anytime I see these two young ladies, but those who are extremely intelligent, to be able to be representing the Grambling State University on the ebony cover, those things make your heart smile, and they help you understand the work that we do day in and day out. They're the very reason why I do the work that I do. And so those are just wonderful opportunities for us to support our brand elevation, to help people understand why Grambling State University is the school of choice, is the school to be, where you can come and be holistically enriched. And so seeing those individuals represent us well is definitely a value add to our brand and our purpose.
Absolutely. If you're just tuning in with us here, we are with President Richard Rick Gallot and VP President Jones. I do want to talk a little football here. We did have look, I'm ready for Bayou Classic already. Not the Bayou Classic, but the Super Bowl last night. Just a little tidbit. Super Bowl I did feature the world famed Grambling State Marching Band. That was January 15th, 1967. The significance, I guess you could say, with the university and the Super Bowl. There's kind of a special history between the NFL and Grambling State University, whether we're talking about graduates like Doug Williams or Shaq Harris, or we're talking about our world famed band. What is their special connection there, President Gallot?
So, first of all, to be featured in the first Super Bowl and to have appeared in more Super Bowls than any other artist or band or anybody, I think says a lot about not just the quality of our band, but over time to be recognized as the most popular band in the land, and to be included not only in the first Super Bowl but in subsequent Super Bowls since that time. And when you think about all of the I guess challenges that the NFL and our country as a whole still has when it comes to issues of race, I think it is always refreshing to know that we play a part, that Grambling State University plays a part in some of the highlight. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Some of the highlights. That was not at the first Super Bowl. Let me just be clear on that one. That was not at the first Super Bowl. And for those who are listening by radio, they just flashed a picture of me playing the guitar. I think that was Bayou Classic '85, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, that one kind of caught me off guard.
You're aging well, Prez, but that was you're a lot more seasoned now than on that photo. That it looks like you were really hitting the riff too. Like you were, yes, like that one eye is winked open there. That this is a great photo here.
When there are almost 70,000 fans screaming, when you're playing "Please Come Home for Christmas," it really is a special moment. And that's one of the things I talk about, with our world fame, and they performed with Beyonce a couple of years ago. I mean, these are experiences that not every band has an opportunity to experience, and so. Just thinking about not only Super Bowl, but performing at NBA games and with Beyonce and with so many others, our band members get an opportunity and experiences that will carry them for a lifetime. And, as a kid growing up in this community, I always wanted to be a part of the world fame. Well, we didn't call it world fame back then. I guess we picked up our world fame somewhere along the line. But it is something that is very special, and I'm certainly grateful for the opportunity to be a part of it.
Okay, I hear the music in my headphones, so it means it must be time for us to take a little break. You are listening to Prez Says here on 91.5 KGRM. We'll be back after this.
The world famed Tiger Marching Band presents Click It or Ticket. Drive sober or get pulled over.
purpose is bigger than numbers. It's about connecting donors with patients like me. And when everyone joins our fight against blood cancer, your race, my race, can experience what we all deserve. Life.
What is Grambling? Grambling is growing. It's a community. Grambling is an education, an experience. Grambling is legacy, tradition, and the future. What is Grambling? Grambling is all of this and more. Grambling is the place where everybody is somebody.
Grambling State University is the home of innovation, where influencers invest, where academics change the world, where we've been raising the bar for HBCUs on the field, in history, and in our community for more than a century. Join the next generation of world changers and innovation makers at the place where everybody is truly somebody.
All right.
Welcome back, Charles.
Welcome back. Right. Cutting that one pretty close right there. You are listening to 91.5 KGRM. We're here with Prez Says. We have President Richard Gallot here with us, as well as Vice President Jones. Before the break, we were discussing the significance of Grambling State University and the Super Bowl. And I just wanted to give a little trivia fact here. Our very own, it's been 34 years since NFL legend Doug Williams became the first Black quarterback to play, win, and receive the MVP of the Super Bowl. That was way back in 1988. Now Hollywood is making a movie about it. The biopic of Doug Williams will be produced by FAMU alum Will Packer. What type of impact? That's pretty huge. How is that impacting everything, our university and the culture here at Grambling State University, to have a standout like Doug Williams get this spotlight?
Am I taking that answer? Okay. Well, once again, anytime there's an opportunity to tell the Grambling story, I think that's just a tremendous opportunity. And then to have a Hollywood platform, even more so. And then to celebrate someone as notable as Doug Williams and his legacy and his career, and to say that he got his start at Grambling State University in his professional football career is just incredible opportunity for us and for our students. And to have folks recognize that Grambling State University is indeed a special and magical place, that's a wonderful opportunity. And then what better way to have another HBCU alumnus to be able to produce and document that story? I think that's just a wonderful telltale story of history at colleges and universities across the nation. And so to be able to have a FAMU GSU story collaboration is incredible, a credible space for not only Grambling, but all of our HBCUs. So we're extremely proud. We're extremely excited to be able to not only celebrate Doug Williams and his legacy, but of course what that means for Grambling State University as well.
Absolutely.
And, Charles, I was going to just follow up on that and say, as a kid growing up in the Grambling community, I think sometimes we take a lot for granted. I mean, I've known Doug pretty much as long as I can remember, and seeing him play as a collegiate athlete here at Grambling. And then I can remember being in law school at Southern when he started in that Super Bowl and being at a place with nothing but other, Southern law students and everybody, cheering Doug on and, watching him come back in after the injury and just seeing, that this was a larger than life moment. This is one of those moments that will live forever in the history of NFL and this country. And just to know that we're now seeing his story being told, something we've all just kind of lived with and everybody in this community knows, but the rest of the world will get an opportunity to see just how special Doug is and how amazing his career has been. Just, we're so very grateful for that, because not every school gets that opportunity. And
Right.
I think at some points, we just need to maybe sit back and appreciate the rich history and legacies that have been made right here at Grambling.
Absolutely, absolutely. And while we're uh, still floating around the football topic, we did have Mr. Eddie G. Robinson Sr. had his 103rd birthday celebration. That was February 13th. He was born February 13th, 1919. And it's like you cannot talk enough about Grambling State University and just the legacy that it brings to the table. Um, with legends like Eddie G. Robinson, like James Shack Harris, and like Doug Williams. So it's just it's a great time to be a Tiger, really, and absolutely, it's truly a blessing to have grown up around these individuals. And like you said, Prez, sometimes we take them for granted because we were right here in the mix with them. But worldwide, they're legends that we have coming from our campuses here.
Well, and it's again so much our history and our legacies are so rich here. And I spoke yesterday at Calvary Missionary Baptist Church in West Monroe yesterday, and talking about Black history. And I said, there are people who are good at recognizing the accomplishments of others, and but I think God gifts all of us with certain talents, and so when you think about the things that Eddie Robinson did, and Doug Williams and so many others, they weren't just sitting back, thinking of what other people did. They actually got, used the gifts that they had to make history. And so, I think it's important that we as a people, of course, celebrate, the birthday of Coach Robinson. He would have been 103 years old. And I think there is a place for recognizing the excellence that he was, and so many others. But we also have an opportunity and really an obligation to make history back and say, look at what Charles Talbot did, look at what Melanie Jones did, look at what fill in the blank, what they did that made a difference, that was different than things that had already been done. Because you don't make history by just talking about what somebody else did or by doing what everybody else does. It requires you to do something special and different.
Absolutely. If you are just tuning in, we are here with President Richard Rick Gallot and VP Jones here on the campus of Grambling State University for Prez Says. When we're, I know recently in the news, it's been making a lot of headlines if we're talking about the name, image, and likenesses with our college students, specifically our scholarship student athletes here at Grambling State University. Is there any more we can speak about that, about how things are going, or are there any current companies willing to participate with our students when we talk about name, image, and likenesses, and how students can incorporate that into basically making funds off of themselves? Do we have any updates on that?
We are, there are several entities that are interested, obviously, with the Grambling brand and our Grambling student athletes. There are opportunities that we are exploring. However, there is nothing official underway just yet. I think there are some opportunities, but what most importantly, we would like to see something that is equitable and fair for all student athletes, just not the starting quarterback or the star player, but something that provides a platform for student athletes to be able to benefit. But there's also some fine lines as to what the university can and cannot do as it relates to NIL agreements and opportunities. So we're open, we're listening, but there is no, for lack of a better, official partner, if you will, for Grambling State University. But the opportunities hopefully will exist in the very near future for our students to be able to benefit and have that additional awareness and opportunity for celebrating their brand.
And this would be a good opportunity to also just kind of piggyback on that and say it's important that anyone out there who wishes to hold themselves out to have a relationship with Grambling State University, the name, the image, and the likeness of this, this side of the G, that there be an official document that reflects that there is a partnership. So we're seeing now groups that are popping up that are holding themselves out to have relationships with the university, and they don't. So this is why it's always important to look for the label when you're purchasing official Grambling merchandise, but also to make sure that individuals who are holding themselves out as being an official partner of Grambling, that they in fact do have a relationship. So the NCAA, as well as our Southern Association of Colleges and Schools, requires that there be certain formalities to partnerships that exist between the university and outside organizations. So look for the label, and also make sure that folks who are holding themselves out to be official partners with Grambling, that they are in fact officially licensed to hold themselves out in that way.
Right.
Absolutely.
And if they have questions, call our office.
All right, great information there. I do want to mention that the 2022 Spring Virtual Career Fair and Graduate School Fair is going to be for all majors. This is going to be happening Tuesday, February 15th, 12 until 6 p.m. The virtual career fairs are a change. It's not what a lot of people of my age demographic are used to. When we talk about partners and collaborations with the universities, we have these companies and schools coming to basically see what type of students we have available for them. And I think that's just a good segue to go into the importance of that. I'm hearing music. I'm hearing the music, so it sounds like we're fading out. Prez, any last words or comments? This half an hour passed by so fast.
It always does. I want to give the final word to Melanie on today. So you take it away, Vice President Jones.
Wow, what an honor. Thank you so much. Listen, all things are happening positively here at Grambling State University. We're excited to be here. We're excited for our students in the virtual career fair tomorrow. Bring your A game. Our recruiters and our college recruiters and employer recruiters are looking forward to meeting you. So it's a great day at Grambling State University. Go Tigers.
All right. Thank you all for joining us here for Prez Says. Yeah, that was it.
What is Grambling? Grambling is growing. It's a community. Grambling is an education, an experience. Grambling is legacy, tradition, and the future. What is Grambling? Grambling is all of this and more. Grambling is the place where everybody is somebody.